Speaking of amazing, we're going to start today's festival with San Diego's own treasure, Gill SOTU. Hey, Gill.
So Gill is definitely a San Diego treasure and our treasure. The moment we saw him, he has to start every festival. So now that we're many days, he has to start every day. Sorry about that, Gill.
That's okay.
He's a Navy veteran, multifaceted poet, playwright, musician, DJ, and performing artist. He's a two-time Grand Slam poetry champion, two-time Raw Performing Artist of the Year, and three-time TEDx San Diego presenter. Gill is a teaching artist and a commissioned playwright with the Old Globe Theater, a program director and teaching artist with Intrepid Theater. He's been commissioned to produce original pieces for the San Diego Symphony, the United Way of San Diego County, Feeding America, and as part of our Feeding San Diego, the San Diego Fringe Fest, and the San Diego Opera. And as we said before, he officially opens every San Diego Writers Festival. So we will hand it over to you, Gill, for the day.
Thank you, Marnie, Anastasia. Hey, everybody. My name is Gill SOTU. It's a pleasure to be here with you. So I was trying to think of what I wanted to do to kick this off. And what I was really thinking about is this idea of perfection. I know a lot of writers. I teach writing. I'm a writer myself. So a lot of us, we stare at that blank page because we just want those perfect words to come about, or we have a first draft, but we don't want to share it yet because we just want that perfection that we feel in ourselves to come out. And so I wrote these pieces at different times in my life. This first one is called My Pen Feeds Children. And it was really something that I said to myself in the mirror. At first, it was like a congratulatory thing because I make my living off of my writing, and I was proud of myself. And sometimes you just need to be proud of yourself. But as I was thinking about it, actually, in preparing for this, I really realized that my pen feeding my children is really my big why. So my writing was beyond just doing it just because I love it. Now it's a way that I can express myself and also provide for my family. So I hope you like it. And I combined like two poems together because they kind of, so I'm going to give you a part one and a part two because they kind of fit in the same thing. Here we go. My pen feeds children, cute brown babies, been spilling ink across sliced trees since the 90s, backspinning words like B-boys in the 80s. All that to say it's been a long time coming. My pen feeds children, never feeds statistics. Leave it up to them, I'd be in jail or a casket, handcuffed in plastic, body cammed and panicked. Instead, I use their words to build worlds. Jurassic, metaphor meals out my mind. Magic, murder any beat that I find. Tragic, pay bills with story and rhyme. Charismatic, God blesses me overtime. Fantastic. Still, I worry sometimes. What's the kind of world I want to leave behind? What's food to a child that can't breathe outside? Is your need bigger than what I can provide? Some people don't care what you got inside. See your dark skin but don't recognize shine. You're a star to a world that closes its eyes. You're a star to a world that closes its eyes. Blind leading the greedy, prayers wrote in graffiti. I'm gonna keep fighting till the fight don't need me. People dancing in danger, Instagramming the strangers. See me, you're a beautiful arrangement. Analog or digital, your spirit or your physical. You don't need likes to prove that you are visible. See me, you're a beautiful arrangement. Smart. You're a beautiful arrangement, smart, beautiful, and highly entertaining. Spirit or the physical, analog or digital, you don't need likes to prove that you are visible, indivisible. One nation under a soul clap, patty whack, give a man a break. You say you're under pressure, but you're the one adding the weight. Soul clap, step back, release the self-hate. Don't it feel good to love yourself that way? That part, you're not defined by what others have. That part, just be happy you have a better half. That part, so many things could have stopped you from being born. You always believed that you were a curse. when all along you were a song. In the multiverse of me, I'm a 1940s crooner, conch slick back thick in my hair, protest hitting in my love ballads. I am a sitcom dad. I am a wounded veteran. I'm an athlete trying to prove something. I am the first black astronaut, unremembered, sipping cognac on a beat up sofa, listening to Nat King Cole's Unforgettable. What I am trying to say is that every version of me is unprogrammable. God gave us free will, so why in the hell would you allow anyone to take that away? I got children's that I need to supply shelter with these sentences, literally, lyrically, and metaphorically. I got 75% of my own dopeness that I haven't even tapped into yet. Just wait till I take a machete to these insecurities. Boy, stop playing. Now step away from this morning mirror and show the world how bright you are. That's part one. Part two. I say, if we must sacrifice something, let it be the word broken. I say to the person without fractures in their psyche or history, to that angelic and Adonis with snow white teeth and jet black athletic ability, let them raise their manicured hands now or forever hold their arrogance. Show me this true unbrokenness that you were comparing your existence to. I want to know that perfection. I have not yet been to that island, and yet everyone seems to have a neighbor, a friend, a coworker, an online crush, or an arch enemy that apparently lives there. The truth is, since we are all broken, then none of us are. It is just how we are made. Now we must forgive the bruises, kiss the cuts that we have damaged with our spirits. We are all broken, so be kind to yourself. Forgive the bruises, kiss the cuts. Forgive the bruises, kiss the cuts. It is much too big. This world and all of the pleasures inside of it is much too many. Quit trying to everything all the time, baby. Quit trying to all the time, baby. Do not forsake the butterfly in your backyard for the want of the million of stars in your sky. Sometimes stars are not to covet. Sometimes they are just to love from afar, baby. To say how wonderful it is that a God that took the time to make them was detailed enough to give me that mole I complain about. It is much too big, baby, to hold them all in your precious arms. Some hugs, some hearts, some personalities will be just too out of your reach in the time that you have to reach them, baby. And that's okay. Just know that sometimes that's okay. We are all chipped, flawed, broken, fractured, fugazi, a bit phony, or effed up a tiny bit, and we can really use some love right about now. But first, be kind to yourself. Forgive the bruises. Kiss the cuts. Forgive the bruises. Kiss the cuts. So that was part two. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I have one more piece that I'm going to do for you. And this this is so weird doing this to like no reaction at all. But I'm imagining you guys enjoyed some of that because I have to for my ego's sake. This last piece I'm going to do, this is one of the ones that I love doing all the time because it serves me just as much as it serves other people. Usually I have people raise their hand if they've ever felt the way I do. And the reason why that's important is because when people see other people raising their hand at something that I'm saying, someone that may not be in their demographic or someone that may not look like them or speak like them or whatever, then it brings us closer together for that moment, for this time. And that's something that we really all need, is to feel like we're together in this. So I'm gonna do this poem. It's called Flawed American Male, and this is what I want you to do this time. Because we're online, if you've ever felt this way, anything that I'm about to say, then instead of raising your hand, just put some kind of emoji, like a raised hand emoji, a clap emoji, or something in the comment section, just so other people can see that, you know, you've felt this way and they felt this way. Everybody open their comment section right now, so you could see to see if we're not alone. And in this, I say I'm a flawed American male, and I'm saying male because I'm speaking of me, but you can insert female, you can insert other, however you identify. Okay, so here we go. There are 1,000 trees I should have climbed and men I should have been. A million moments I should have paid attention to and compromises I shouldn't have given. I got skies full of promises I should have kept and seas full of mermaids I should have kissed. I have a heart full of mistakes I have made and a calendar full of times I felt utterly helpless. I'm a flawed American male. I have no other way to say this. I have castles full of dreams I should have pursued and kingdoms full of excuses why I never did what was planned. I know a circle full of artists and writers who should be on the radio or the New York Times bestsellers list, and a car full of clowns that are on instead. I'm a mountain gazer wanting to be a mountain climber, looking for an escalator, anything to make this climb in life seem effortless. I'm scared of who I can be. I'm scared of what happens when the light hits me. I'm a shadow racist, an image chaser. I'm a freeway race car driver with really nowhere that important to go. I'm a flawed American male. I have no other way to say this. I was raised by wolves. You didn't know this, but I was raised by wolves. So at night, I howl at the moon. I pee wherever I want to. Watch out, sister. Or I turn my music up really loud. Anything to put me in tune with the stars. Yes, stars. Ladies and gentlemen, I was raised by stars. In other words, I was adopted by the light. In other words, my family reunion, it actually happens in the sky. See, I'm no angel, but I have a pair of strap-on wings that I got from Target that I could place on this rusty heart whenever I need to feel fly. Yes, fly. Ladies and gentlemen, on the interwebs, I was raised by flies. That's why the last girl I dated said I bugged her. I got 10 million eyes and an attraction to BS. Maybe that's why I hang around with poets and musicians and writers. We are liars and lovers. We are shaman and saints. We are sadistic and we're sarcastic. We just are. And we write these poems and songs and novels and short stories and children's books to figure out why that is. But no matter what you are, no matter what you think you are, know that you are right now. Whatever mistakes you have made, that is the past. Do not let the past be an excuse for future failures. Our lives are music. The purpose of a concert is not to dwell upon how it will end, but to enjoy every single note of it, from the arpeggios to the crescendos, whether you're a hip-hop and Caucasian or a country and Western Negro or any combination thereof. Whatever sickness surrounds you. This may sound a little corny, but understand, whatever mistakes you have made, in the center of you, it's just love. Do not let hard times harden that. There are 1,000 trees I should have climbed and men I should have been. A million moments I should have paid attention to and compromises I shouldn't have given. I got skies full of promises I should have kept and seas full of mermaids I should have kissed. I have a heart full of mistakes I have made and a calendar full of times I felt utterly helpless. I am a flawed American male, but I wouldn't have it any other way. Thank you so much for having me. It's been a pleasure. Thank you, Marnie.
And Gill, thank you so much. Once again, you started us off with just such tremendous authenticity. And I think you're hitting on so much of what people are feeling. When you said, quit trying to everything all the time, baby,
Mm-hmm.
it hit me in a visceral way. And people that know me know that's my jam.
Yeah, I have to tell myself that all the time.
And also just the perfection thing, you know, we're writers, we're not in front of the camera people. Anastasia and I and the people that are running this, we're behind the scenes people. And so just the permission to be imperfect and to still come from a place of love and bring this, I just thank you for being who you are.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure. Every
Thanks,
time.
Gill.
Thank you.
And guys, just so you know, you can support Gill and watch more of his amazing spoken word performances on Instagram and Facebook. You can find him at Gill SOTU. It's GILLSOTU.
and support one another. That's what is going to help us, I think, get through all of this.